Well, good afternoon and welcome to the most comprehensive bulletin this hour. This is KTN Newsdesk, where we bring you all the news updates as they happen.
That's right. Indeed, we bring you news as it happens. My name is Boni Tunya. It is the 20th day of January 2014. As always, we have a lot in store for you. But first, let's have the highlights.
Hague trial. Deputy President William Ruto arrives at The Hague for the resumption of his case.
School fees row. Musau Ndunda goes to court to block public schools from charging school fees.
Also in this bulletin, it's a tourism boost as over 600 tourists arrived in Mombasa aboard a cruise ship from Zanzibar. My name is Edith Kimani. Let's kick off this bulletin. Deputy President William Ruto has arrived at The Hague, where his trial at the International Criminal Court resumes today.
This comes after the back of a decision by the ICC trial chamber to excuse Ruto from being continuously present during his trial.
Ruto's defense team has made an application under Article 63(1) of the Rules of Procedure and Evidence, seeking to excuse the Deputy President from continuous presence at The Hague.
ICC Chief Prosecutor Fatou Bensouda's office is still deliberating whether or not to petition that decision to conditionally excuse Ruto. Ruto's presence at The Hague ends much speculations around his attendance.
Thank you. Do you have time anymore?
If you go on www.standardmedia.co.ke, there's an article which talks about the broken promise on education. And now the Attorney General has been given more time to file and respond to a case lodged by Kenya National Parents Association Secretary General Musau Ndunda. The Secretary General is challenging the Basic Education Act 2013, and he wants to stop public schools from asking for admission fees. Ndunda also says public schools should be managed by school managers and not head teachers. The case will be heard on the 18th of February by Justice Mumbi Ngugi. Basic Education Act 2013 states that a child is entitled to, among other things, rights to free and compulsory education, free tuition, no payment of any admission fees, and that a child should not be denied admission at any public school.
Moving on, the public will have a chance to access legal and aid and civil cases starting this August. This is if a bill proposing that all Kenyans who are not able to afford legal representation in such cases get assistance from the state is enacted. Currently, only those with criminal cases can access this kind of aid from the government. The aid legislation now makes it mandatory for judicial officers to make an accused person aware of the availability of legal aid and equality allowed to such a person and demand for such services.
The program, which is expected to be transferred into a national legal aid service, has been running on a pilot basis in Nairobi, Mombasa, Kisumu, Nakuru and Eldoret. It seeks to improve access to justice for the poor, marginalized, vulnerable, through collaboration with the stakeholders in the justice system, which includes the judiciary, governmental ministries, department and agencies in the justice system, university law faculties, LSK, civil society organizations and other stakeholders.
COTU Secretary General Francis Atwoli is calling for the sacking of Labour Cabinet Secretary Kazungu Kambi, saying he is incompetent.
Speaking at a Thanksgiving ceremony for EPZ workers in Changamwe, Mombasa, Atwoli accused the Cabinet Secretary of trying to convince him to irregularly approve tenders at the National Social Security Fund.
Atwoli said that it is his job as one of the board members of the NSSF to ensure transparency as well as accountability in the management of the workers' funds, and he is ready to be investigated by the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission on that matter.
Been involved in a tug of war with the NSSF over the Tasia project after the union opposed its implementation, saying it was not approved by the board.
Namwomba Uhuru Kenyatta, namjua sana, atuokoe wafanyikazi wa nchi ya Kenya kabla hatujabondabondwa na tukimbie kwa ile njia hatujui.
Elsewhere, Machakos Senator Johnston Muthama is accusing the Jubilee coalition of employing diversionary tactics to gag him from keeping the national government in check. Muthama said there is no rift between him and Machakos Governor Alfred Mutua, and said that politicians going around his county accusing him of working against Mutua are Jubilee sympathizers.
Vita ninasukuma Machakos, hapana ya Mutua. Vita ninasukuma Machakos ni vita ya Jubilee. Jubilee ndio wanapika mimi, hapana Mutua. Mutua ana nguvu hata kidogo ya kunipiga. Kinetwikumbai hawana nguvu hata moja ya kunipiga. Wanataka kuleta siasa mimi nirudi hapa Machakos County ndio niache siasa ya kitaifa. Mimi nawaambia mimi sungura mchanja. Siwezi kuwekwa nyuma nianze kupigana na ndugu zangu, tuanze kutukanana Kenya ikiharibika. Hapana. Mimi sio mtu wa kuuza ndebe moja, kuuza ngunia moja ya mahindi nikatafute ndebe moja. Mimi ni mwerefu zaidi. Ninawaacha hapa wao wanitukane, waseme matusi. Mimi nasimama imara na kusema kwamba lazima ukombozi Kenya upatikane.
One person was killed and 4 others seriously injured in Narok when they were attacked by unknown assailants who hacked them, leaving them for dead. Charity Kimani has more of that gruesome act that has left Narok residents in shock.
They lay on the hospital beds with bruises and cuts all over their bodies, still in shock following Saturday night's attack, leaving one person dead. Francis Kombo, a victim, says he was attacked while walking back home from the kiosk.
Sikujua vile ilifanyika kwa sababu nikakuwa unconscious. Sasa neiba wangu ndiye alikuja akaniambia, kwani umeanguka? Naona kama nimeanguka lakini unatoka damu.
An eyewitness says he saw 4 men attacking the victims and later alerted neighbors by shouting. The attackers escaped.
Kama askari wale walikuja hapa, walikuja too late. Saa ile mambo imeisha, na kama wangelikuja mapema wangelikuta hata hiyo gaidi hapa. Hii ni jambo ya kusikitisha sana.
According to doctors at the Narok District Hospital, this is the second attack by unknown assailants after 7 people were admitted to the hospital after being attacked on Friday.
Hapa hakuna usalama. Hapa tuko tu 50-50. Sisi wa raia area hakuna kitu wanachukua. Hawa watu ni kuua watu tu, ni kutoa tu mtu uhai. Hiyo tu ndio ajao.
2 men who suffered extensive injuries from the attack were transferred to the Kenyatta National Hospital for further treatment. Charity Kimani, KTN, Nairobi.
The Kerio Valley Development Authority has started a pilot tomato greenhouse project set to generate up to 6 million shillings in a year. This is in the quest to encourage farmers in the Rift Valley to be involved in alternative ways of income-generating activities. Masi Kandie with that report from the Rift.
It is the first pilot project, one that is set to offer an alternative means of revenue generation, unlike the norm here in the Rift, which is maize farming.
1 acre can give you 6 million shillings in 6 to 7 months, meaning a farmer can actually get 10 million shillings in 1 acre. So you can compare 30,000 earnings from maize in a year to about 10 million shillings.
But it's not an example set for the farmers only. The greenhouses that cost the Kerio Valley Development Authority 4.5 million shillings for 5 greenhouses is set to encourage youth and women groups to invest in such, with one greenhouse costing 900,000, capable of stocking 2,100 tomato plants.
And we had several farmers within Uasin Gishu and the neighboring counties doing this, then there'll be an opportunity for value addition to make tomato juice.
The project will be showcased in every county in the Kerio Valley, including Samburu, Turkana and West Pokot counties. The managing director, David Kimosop, says the Fast Tomato project is expected to solve some, if not all, the hunger problems in the region.
This would be the way to go. And we will be soon launching another greenhouse, 3 greenhouses in Lodwar town, just to support farming of vegetables within Turkana County.
The current market price for tomatoes is 50 shillings per kilo. KVDA anticipates to make at least 1.2 million in the first harvest of one greenhouse. Marcy Kandie, KTN, Eldoret, Uasin Gishu County.
Right, and there are stories that probably never made it to the news, but are stories you should know anyway, and that's why we need to take you to our official website, that is standardmedia.co.ke. There's a particular interest, a story about terrorism in Gilgil.
Well, it was panic over what they think was poisoning in their water tanks. All the details on the website that Bonitunya has just mentioned. And when we come back, we'll be telling you about Israel and their concern for what is known as revenge pornography. If you have no idea what that is, we have the details coming up shortly.